Hello everyone, Matthew Richard here, and this video is going to be about how Donald Trump is the first president in the United States to call upon protecting the nation's power grid from an EMP attack. Now, what is an EMP? EMP is an acronym for electromagnetic pulse, and essentially this is a type of nuclear weapon which would disable a country's power grid. So basically, if this worked, a country would have the phone lines down, they'd have no electricity, you wouldn't be able to go to the bank to withdraw money that you have saved, you'd basically be screwed. You wouldn't be able to go to the grocery store to buy any more food or water to stock up on. Whatever you have in your house is essentially what you would have. And then once you run out of that, good luck to you. If an EMP attack were successful anywhere in the world, it could cause a power outage for days, weeks, months, maybe even up to a year, depending on the severity. The reason why the power would go out under an EMP attack is because the energy from the EMP would create waves that would not be so strong it would knock out the power. The United States currently has three power grids. One powers the West Coast, one powers Texas, and one powers the eastern part of the country. Fortunately for the United States, even if an EMP attack were successful, their nukes are apparently immune to an EMP attack regardless. However, it would still have a disastrous effect on the civilian population. And you can only imagine how, after, let's say it happened for a year before the power got restored, how much chaos that would cause, not having, the amount of death. According to experts, if the U.S. were successfully EMP attacked, and the power was out for a year, that would kill off 90% of their population through disease, starvation, and the societal collapse. We nowadays over-depend on electricity in our lives. Even if the power's out for 24 hours, that's a huge inconvenience. So imagine the power being out for a few days, or a week, months. It'd be so horrible. Now, I wanted to talk about the reason why I think Donald Trump wants to protect the power grid and why no other president in U.S. history was as concerned about it as he is. Now, clearly I think it's to do with North Korea and possibly Iran, because Iran's also not a friend of the United States, and we've seen North Korea testing missiles, which one of them, I think, came a few hundred kilometers from hitting Japan. But if a nation like North Korea is able to do this without any consequence in terms of their acts of aggression, then it's only a matter of time until they perfect their craft and are able to hit countries further away from them. So I support Donald Trump tackling the rogue regime of North Korea, unlike previous administrations who essentially used appeasement to try to just hope that North Korea would stop being such an aggressor, but clearly that didn't work. And it didn't work throughout history either with people like Hitler and so many others. Appeasement doesn't work. You need to make sure and crack down on people that are abusing their power, because if you do give them an inch, they will take many, many miles. So that hasn't changed throughout history, so why would it change now? I'm Canadian, so what would happen? I'm going to give my perspective on what would happen in Canada if there was a successful EMP attack up here. And essentially the short answer is we would be completely screwed, because our government has nothing in place to protect from a nuclear attack or from an EMP attack. I think we over-rely on the United States a lot to protect us if something big, catastrophic like this were to happen. We have Diefenbunker, which is a bunker just outside of Ottawa, which was created during the Cold War when Diefenbaker was our prime minister. Nowadays, if an attack of such high magnitude like a nuclear or EMP happened, the government officials and people high up in our country, they'd be pretty safe in this place, I would think, and they'd have enough supplies for as long as they would need to, but the civilian population would be essentially on their own, and I think the army would be taking over the country. And it's just something that we're not even remotely prepared for. We would be completely caught with our pants down on this one. So, Prime Minister Trudeau, this is something that you should take seriously and look into in the coming years. If you do get reelected, which I hope you don't, but if you do, just take our nation's security more seriously. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.